Hi everybody, it's Akemi, and this is the Akemi Kai Inner Beauty, where we look at how to fix the outer world by fixing the inner world. And I like to talk about law of assumption and inner work. And it's eclipse season starting this weekend, so I wanted to quickly put up a couple of videos regarding eclipse time. And yeah, I just wanted to get up a couple things, and then I kind of want to take a break from content creation during the eclipse because I like to do special practice during the eclipse time, and I just kind of have a retreat during eclipse time, so I'm not going to be putting up content again until after the eclipse is over. And I'm just getting ready to go to the gym, so I know I'm 53 and I don't look like very mature, but that's okay. You know why? It's because I've been through all the experiences that I've been through, and I don't care anymore what people think of me. I was thinking about it this morning. I was like, I used to really care about proving myself, and I was in martial arts, and so as a little girl in martial arts, like the guys, the bros, like nobody ever took me seriously, right? So I used to try really hard. I used to dye my hair black and like be very serious and be very stoic and train really hard and stuff. And now that I've been through all of my energy activations and Kundalini awakening and everything, and got through all the really dangerous practices that I went through safely and came out the other side, and going through my spine injury and stuff like that, like I don't give a shit. It's like now I can be like that anime girl, like digging on like Japanese animations about cats and like Korean makeup and stuff, and like I've earned that shit. I don't care. So any bro wants to challenge me, I'll take you. Let's have a conversation. I know what I've been through. Actually, that's a side note, but like the biggest thing that I saw during my martial arts years was that those guys are no shit, right? Like they're like super warriors, past life warrior type of guys. Like they're very noble, and they're very like there's like really amazing people that you meet in that excuse me, in that scene. And like when I was training in China, like there were people showing up there from all over the world. There were a lot of like these guys that would show up from Europe and stuff, and like they were just like walking out of a different timeline, like showing up. Like they were no joke. There are like old warriors from different past timelines and stuff showing up. Like a lot of nobility from past lifetimes and stuff like that show up in that realm, right? So I don't want to like disrespect any of them or anything, for sure, because I respect all those people that I met when I was training very much. But there was something that I saw when I was there as a girl, because it's very hard to be in that scene as a girl, right? And the one thing that I saw was that there were an awful lot of people there that were just seeking power and not doing any inner work. And that was like a theme. So I want to bring that up because that ties into eclipse time. So we're heading into eclipse season. We're going to have two eclipses. We're going to have a very powerful eclipse coming up. Depending on where in the world you are right now, we have a full moon lunar eclipse coming this weekend. So depending on where you are in the world, it'll fall on a different day or time for you. So I'll let you figure that out on your own. But I wanted to pass on some basic information about the energy of eclipses regarding manifestation, because that's what this channel is about. And so in general, let's just talk about manifestation and full moons and eclipses. So we don't practice manifestation or energy cultivation during eclipses or during full moons. And the reason is because there's a couple of reasons. That's not the practice that you do. Okay, there are other practices that you do during full moons and eclipses. So for example, this full moon is going to be called like a blood moon, which means that the lunar eclipse is going to make it appear red in the sky. In general, I have to say that eclipses and lunar eclipses in particular are not good energy. Like in that, on the spectrum of energy, they are quite dark. like they lean towards the dark side. So you're going to see a lot of people that are involved in dark practices and dark magic and stuff like that will actually do magic on the eclipses because it has a certain type of magic. However, anybody in the light side of practice, you do not do any energy cultivation, any kind of qigong or meditation practices that cultivate energy. We don't do that on lunar eclipses or during eclipses in general, or during full moons where the moon is blood red, or where there is like sometimes you can see the moon and it's cloudy. There are like clouds. You don't pull that kind of energy into your body or into your energy system. And the reason is because that's not a pure good energy that you want to cultivate. And you don't, the biggest reason for not doing cultivation or manifestation during eclipses or full moons, and definitely not during a lunar eclipse, is because any energetic distortions in your system will be amplified. So let's talk about that. This is why we do shadow work. This is what I was saying was a major problem when I was going through the martial arts way of having the Kundalini activation. A lot of people are seeking the power, but they don't want to do the shadow work. What does that mean? The more power that you call into your system, the more it's going to amplify your energetic distortions. That means blockages in your energy body. That means your trauma. All your shadow work that's undone, that doesn't get done, when you add power to it, it amplifies it. That's why you end up with people having spiritual psychosis or going crazy or ending up with just like really serious addiction and stuff like because the energy will amplify any of your shadows that you haven't cleared or integrated. So this is a problem. You don't want to add power to your shadow. You want to clear your shadow as you increase the amount of energy that you're able to hold and transmute in your body. That's why I came out of all the practices that I did being 53 years old and looking 20 years younger and being very light. I'm very light. Okay, my energy isn't dark and heavy, right? And I look really young for my age. Why? Because I went through a process where I was able to, I diligently did my shadow work. I did all my trauma work. I did all my shadow work as I went through the process, which enabled me to move to higher states of being and be able to channel and hold more power and light in my system. And I didn't go crazy and I didn't end up addicted to something. And I don't have all kinds of skeletons in my closet. Like some of these people you'll meet, they could be very masters, but they can be very dark. They can be energy vampires. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the world of energy cultivation. Traveling to meet different masters, I met a lot of people, and some of those dudes are not good dudes, and I don't recommend training with some of those people, you know? People that didn't clear out their shadow, didn't do their shadow work, didn't face their traumas or heal their unintegrated childhood fragments, they turn out to be quite monstrous and have a lot of like hidden things. Like they'll present one face to the world, and there's a whole bunch of dark shit behind them that they're hiding. You only see that if you spend a lot of time around them, right? Then you start seeing it. You might be following masters, and then over the years, the more you get to know them and the more time you're spending with them, you find out there's some real dark shit there that they're hiding, that they're not presenting to the public, right? I'm saying there's a lot of that going on. So it's very important to do your shadow work. That's why I have this channel here, is because I felt like on my journey there wasn't anybody talking about it. And maybe there are more people talking about it today, but I still feel like it isn't being talked about enough. There's an awful lot of drive in the spiritual community for people to get enlightened or gain power in the martial arts and energy cultivation community. And a lot of people don't really understand what enlightenment means. So they don't know, like they just know they want to be enlightened or they want to be powerful, right? But they don't really know what that looks like at the end of the journey, right? They just have this like desire for more power. Usually, especially in men, that's coming from being very disempowered in childhood. and they want power because they haven't healed the childhood root of being disempowered. And they're carrying around a young boy fragment who feels very insecure and disempowered. And that's why they're seeking power. And if that guy goes through the whole process and grows up to be a man who never does his shadow work and all he did was seek power his whole life, he's going to be a really scary master. He's going to vampire people who come near him. Okay. So, like, that's just a side note, but this is the kind of stuff that can go wrong and off on the journey with seeking power through energetic practices, qigong practices, martial arts practices, meditation practices, advanced yoga practices, all these spiritual practices that are about opening the energy channels in your body and seeking some kind of like embellishment of your human condition to become like a more powerful, more multidimensional being, which is the path that we're all on if we're trying to wake up in the matrix, right? So there's safe ways to do it, and there's a lot of pitfalls along the way, and I can say I'm an expert on that. Having been through the process and seen all the pitfalls and seen so many people go off the rails, okay, and having successfully made it through that process. So I want to say that during the eclipse season, we do not manifest. It's not a time for manifesting. It's a time for shedding everything. Why? In the previous video that I put up about if you're a black sheep of the family, how can you use the eclipse energy to do some like cord breaking, ancestral curse breaking kind of work? Okay, I talked about the eclipse being like a tunnel, like a hallway, like a portal. And it is, in a lot of ways, you can think of that in astrology like the nodes, like you're in between the north node and the south node. And what is that? It's this massive hallway of energy, okay, that opens up on a cosmic level. It's a little bit beyond just Earth at this point, okay? You've got the energies of various planets and the galaxy and stuff involved. So that's why there's so much energy available to us during that time. And this corridor that you're standing in, you're literally kind of between the north node and the south node. What is that? That is like, these are big energetic portals that exist in space that are, in astrology, they're points on your chart. You can research this stuff more. If you're into astrology, you probably know what I'm talking about. But one of them is like, they're like points on the compass, okay? The north node would be the direction that you're going to in this lifetime, like your mission, what you're heading towards, the goal that you set up for in this lifetime. And the south node, people refer to jokingly, but it's like the toilet. It's like that when you flush the toilet and it's like this spiral of water sucking down. That's what the south node is like. And it's literally pulling things off you. It's where you let go of stuff. That's where it goes. Like the north node is what you're heading towards. And the south node is like where you're leaving everything behind. And that's what the eclipse portal should be used for. We're not using it to manifest. The reason is it's not safe to use that energy to manifest because, sorry to sound insulting, but the odds are you don't have the mastery of energy to be able to handle eclipse energy to be messing with it. And you'll make a mistake. You'll do something, you'll manifest something very distorted, so don't do it. Like, I personally don't know any masters even who've been practicing energy work their entire lives that use eclipses to manifest. It's not smart. People don't do it. It's the time to steady yourself. Like, turn your focus towards the north node, which is your mission, like the direction you're going, and then just steady yourself there and allow yourself to let go of things. Let the eclipse remove things from your life, because that's what it does. It removes things from your life. And if you can do like a practice like what I did in the other video, if you can really surrender, you can allow that eclipse to pull a lot more than a lot more off you. Past life stuff too. ancestral stuff, all kinds of stuff. You can let go of all kinds of stuff and have your energy field and your karma cleared. And that means when the eclipse 2-week period has passed and you're moving into the next cycle created by the astrology, that's when you manifest. I didn't look up before I started this video to see what the new moon cycle will be. But basically the eclipse portal is from that lunar eclipse full moon, which is coming this weekend, through the dark phase to the new moon. So whatever that new moon is in, I don't remember if it's in Leo or what's going on. That will be the time that you can go into your manifesting, because you've let go, right? You've cleared all kinds of things off you during the eclipse portal. So the eclipse portal is a time, like what I do every year during the eclipse portal. I kind of go into hermit mode. I kind of just get quiet, focus on myself, journal, do my, I have meditation practices that I do every single day. I kind of just stabilize myself, stabilize my energy, and I allow things, I surrender, like I allow things to kind of just be taken away, and I don't try to grasp onto stuff and hold it. I kind of say where I'm at with stuff, like, this is where I'm at, this is how I feel, this is what I want, this is what I would love to experience. And then I surrender that and I let it go. And allow the universe to go through its, this is such a giant portal. I mean, I wish you all could feel it. I used to never be able to feel anything during eclipses. Like, it was a very theoretical thing. I heard people talk about these kinds of things and I thought it was just theoretical. Like, it's just in your head, like, oh, it's an eclipse. Oh, it's a full moon. Oh, it's a new moon, blah, blah, blah. But after I went through my Kundalini awakening, I switched to meditating with Sadhguru, and I went through 2 intense trainings with him. And after those trainings, there was a meditation we did on a full moon one time with him, and it opened up my upper chakra to the planets. And then maybe a month or so after that was the eclipse season. And I remember waking up one day and just being like, I do my morning meditation. So I went to sit down and do my morning meditation, and I could feel it. I could feel it. I can feel it right now. I could feel it, and I can hear a sound. And it's just it blew my mind when I realized, like, the eclipse portal, it's a thing. It's not theoretical. Like, I don't know how else to explain that, but it's a very large energy portal in our solar system that's open due to alignments of planetary bodies and their interactions and their gravity, their orbits interacting with each other creates an energetic reality. And I really think that over the years, as I've gone through my trainings and the experiences that I went through on this journey of 27 years, I really believe that old humans were feeling all this stuff, and everybody kind of went through this sort of thing, and we're just much more sensitive than we are, because in our reality right now, we've been just kind of convinced to tune into the matrix, like the city and like what's going on in our work environment and stuff like that. So our focus is always there and not on nature, and it's not really on the sky anymore. Like, we don't look up at the sky, we don't really look at the stars, we don't look at the planets and where they are during the year and things like that. And it was a reality for humans in the past, right? So I really think that in the past, humans were just a lot more sensitive and were aware of all these things. And that's why those old practices that exist old healing practices like Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, things like that. All that wisdom and knowledge is contained within them, right? Because people were more aware of these things. So, yeah. So this is a reminder that during the eclipse portal, which is happening for the next 2 weeks, you're just going to maybe focus on your self-care, eat well, take your vitamins, go to the gym, do your self-care practices, and focus your mind, quiet your mind, and just hold a gentle focus on like what your mission is, like what you're about, where you're trying to get to. No energy going into manifesting at this point. You're just holding that gently, and you're surrendering, like send some kind of message to the universe, like I surrender for everything to be taken out of my life that would be, interfering with me, like blocking my manifestation that I'm working on or whatever, just anything that could be blocking me from the past. I'm just letting go of it. I'm just not going to hold on to anything. I'm not going to cling to anything. That's the focus. And then kind of be quiet during the eclipse. And then in 2 weeks from now, you're going to feel like a lot of energy surge back in. And then you can begin doing your manifestations again in earnest, where you really pour in your energy into your manifestations and you start saying all of your Neville Goddard like manifestation statements again, and really pouring yourself into that. Okay, so this is like a rest time and a release time, and I'm not talking about actively breaking things. This is not what letting go means. Letting go doesn't mean setting boundaries and giving people the breakup speech, and like that's not what letting go is. Letting go is this. It's not fighting with anything, right? It's just it doesn't mean the things are going to disappear from your life either. They could stay in your life, they could be brought back to you renewed or whatever. It just means you're not going to cling on to anything, and you have a willingness to allow the universe to reorganize itself according to its wisdom. And you've already put in the order, like you've put in your order. This is what I want. This is what I want to experience. This is what my manifestation is. We've been putting in the order. So now we're just going to trust the universe has got the order. And now is the time that's quiet. And we're just going to release our energy field to be released and relaxed and open and receptive and letting go. A state of letting go means not clinging to anything and trusting that the universe took your order, and you're just going to allow everything to be taken away from you, and trusting that the universe is going to reorganize itself, and that it hasn't forgotten you and hasn't forgotten your order. And when it comes back online after the eclipse, you're going to take a look around and see what's going on. 1313 on the clock. You can look that up and just see like what comes back, what new opportunities kind of spring up, what little flowers pop up in your life, what's going on, and then you pick back up with putting your intention and your energy into your manifestation. Okay, I hope that makes sense. You can always leave comments below for me to make more videos on a certain aspect of something that comes up for you. Also, just if you are like watching this channel regularly and you're enjoying this content, it really helps us creators if you like, subscribe, comment. Even if you just comment whatever, it pushes the algorithm so that our content gets out to more people. Otherwise, we can be making content and it's not getting a lot of views. Okay, so if you want to support this content, if it's something you enjoy, if it's something you value, then you can help me by liking, subscribing, and commenting below any of the videos. Also, you can engage with me by posting your own stories, sharing things, and asking questions, or asking for another video that's more on some little aspect of something that I've touched on that you want me to talk more about. Okay, Have a great eclipse season. I'm going to the gym. See you next time. Bye.